Hello, Surveillance Wizard. The festivities continued well into the evening yesterday. I'm sure Cool Man had a hell of a time. Pero dura. Well, let me go check the numbers real quick. Not sure what that hiccup was. Looks like we're sitting at 10K up.
Hot. Spicy.
I think we gotta boost your voice a little bit there, Mr. Hank. Let's do that real quick. Am I quiet as well? It's so hard to balance this stuff. Let's go over to Streamlabs and log in. It's forcing me to log in once more, yes. Alright, we're gonna go into the store. No, we're gonna go into alert box. Cloudbot redemption. News. We're gonna, you know what, we're just gonna straight up double the audio right now. Let's see how that goes.
Hot. Moist. Spicy.
I think that's much better, right? Is that too loud now? One more time, one more time.
Hot. Moist. Spicy.
I think that did it. Reminder, folks, that Tangia is live. If you want to do absolutely ridiculous stuff live. Oh, is that gonna go? It's just sitting in the queue. I'm listening for it. Sibilance. Yeah, you're right. All right, heading across the room.
Country Fried Minis ask
How about
meow,
some ads,
meow,
y'all?
Meow, 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 meow.
There it goes.
Meow, 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 meow.
There it is. There it is.
Meow, 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 meow.
It costs 25 cents. Check out tangia.co/countryfriedminis. Link in the description down below.
Universal cat chant of mischief right now. Let's summon the spirit of Snuggles in a world of endless sunbeams. Maybe toss in some NUL
Spirit of Snuggles.
for extra mischief. Meow, meow. Keep the meows coming. It's like a symphony of feline fabulousness.
I mean, that's not too far off. It's not too far off of genuine thoughts there from the robot. All right, let's pop on in here and see what's up. Here's some voice testing. Testing the voice next to the music. I'm be a little loud. Let's see, if I'm coming this way, I think it's better, right? Well, howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of Country Fried Minis. We're doing a paint stream this evening. I'm your host Cameron, the country boy in the big city, presenting what's more from the Bullshit Corner 2.0. And today we're going to get back to work on this commission set from fiverr.com. I'm hoping to wrap it up this evening, but we might not be able to. And in that case, what I'll do is I'll set up another stream for the AM, and we can do the lens jeweling and the like, all that good fun stuff. In the meantime, let's pop open Logitune and make sure our camera is like decently focused. We're going to be working up on the models today. I think I can keep them decently in focus. I don't want to adjust the zoom too much there. That's not the right. Let's do that. And then pull that focus onto the model. There we go. We should be able to paint on these lads today. So, if y'all recall, the original order was for this custom mauler, and then these other mechs in the Black Knight color scheme. And admittedly, the client had expressed some concerns about what the models looked like on camera, so I ended up having to pause everything and send the images over for approval. And it has kind of got swept up in a combination of other projects and a whole lot of depression, y'all. Not gonna lie, not gonna beat around the bush on that. And we're diving back in. We're finally getting caught up and back into it and getting things out the door. And these mechs are due tomorrow evening. So between tonight we'll be getting these things into like the final steps for tomorrow, where we'll do the jeweling and then have those out the door by, I think it's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow, something like that. I'm so woefully far behind. I'm far behind from being far behind. But the client has expanded the order a bit. So we've got a second set of happy lads here who need to get highlighted up. Or, yeah, they need highlights and then the patterning. I've gone ahead and hit them with the initial airbrush coating to match them to these. So that is a leather brown whole red initial spray, and then we shade it down by mixing some black into the mix. We come across the top with some whole red, and then whole red plus flat earth just kind of right in the center. And then they're ready to move on into the pattern basing. And it looks like we do the highlight after things. So the next step on these is the patterning. We may work on those tonight on camera, but the client has also added some Irukjandi Mechs to the order. So these are out of the Oregon. I can't remember the name of it. That's the made-up thing that Catalyst added, or PGI added, whatever it is, in the BattleTech game. And this is not the House Arano, but a different group, and their colors are sea green and gray. So we've started these with a, they've been hit with a gray prime, and then we hit them with Amsterdam ink, turquoise green, nice like sea foam-esque color. We hit them all over, and then I've gone back in with ether matic blue contrast paint to develop that like kind of blue shadows and ironically lend a little bit of green to the turquoise. And these are ready for the gray section. So I think that's the first thing we're going to do today. We're going to dive in with some, I don't know, I'm thinking German gray maybe. Like a dark charcoal is probably about right for the gray. It doesn't specify dark gray or anything. So we're going to start with our German gray, and then we'll highlight it into something else. Maybe a little bit of medium sea gray, maybe a little bit of London gray, if I can find it. Yeah, I think we'll do German gray into neutral gray. That sounds about right. And I'm thinking we're going to go off of the oh, I can't remember who did it. Irukjandi Company. Irukjandi Company. Goonhammer. Goonhammer has some examples here, and I think that's what we're going to go with. This same kind of patterning. As far as I can tell, they're the only example out there of this kind of color. And, you know, honestly, that's even a little more green than what I have here. These are a little more turquoise. I wonder if we could do an all-over glaze of a green tone. And kind of make them more green. I do have this jade green that we could maybe glaze over top of it to make them more green. That is a sea greenish color. But I think the effect is mostly there. I really don't want to ruin these. But let's see. Let's just can't push a little bit of green into it. So I think that's our starting point today. We'll do the green and see how these come out. I'll do it on an area that we're going to cover with the gray anyways, so we can kind of test it. And then if it doesn't work, we can just cover over it, and we're going to dive into base coating, then highlighting with our two colors of gray here. So anyhow, or just do the highlights with green. Well, I'm going to have to do an all-over highlight, of course, but I think what I want to do is create like a filter almost here. So let's take a little bit of our jade green and a little bit of matte medium, and then I guess we can just add some water here. A little bit of water. Probably too much, but let's see. Grab us a nice little brush and dig in. Just see if we can put a filter over top of it. I mean, honestly, it's already kind of just looking like the same turquoise-ish color. Now, I've used this color quite a bit. My original Space Marine faction is, I call them the Ordo Imperialis, and they're half yellow and half jade green. Let's just get in there and see what that's going to look like if we glaze a little bit of a greenish tone over top of it. And I immediately I'm seeing like it's got basically no effect. It looks the same. All right, let's add another drop of paint in there and see if we can't boost that a little more. I do want to keep it really thin because I don't want to repaint it. I just want to filter it. Funny enough, if I had some oil paint in kind of this color, I'd probably go with that. All right, let's try this now with a little bit more in it. I just don't think it's an appreciable difference. Let's just coat the entire pelvis here and see if we can't push it into greenishness. It's really like, it's so subtle. I don't think it's worth it. Y'all probably can't see any difference at all on the camera the way it flattens things out. It definitely has a slight more green hue to it, but I don't know. I don't think that's right. I think you might be right, Mr. Nate. We could maybe push a little bit of that color into our highlight efforts. Under the lighting, to me, I don't see any difference at all. It's just ironically kind of the same color. Brighten it with a whiff of yellow, not a whole drop. Just wave the bottle at the mixing cup. I don't know. I think we may just be your original take. We're just gonna highlight it with a bit of green and put that in there. Mix maybe a tiny bit of like where's that color? I have another color in here that we could maybe we do a highlight up with this toxic green maybe. And in fact, let's do a test case of the, oh shit. That is really separated out. I think it's Oni Lab time, y'all. Oni Lab time. Let's get in there. Are these Arizona can boys? No, these are the Irukjandi Company. They're from the Oregon coalition from the BattleTech video game. So they're like they're very similar in color to the Arizona can boys. They're like canonically they're sea green and gray. And this is the only example I've found on the internet of some that are painted up. So we're just going to go with this same kind of patterning. They're all going to get like gray shorts going on. That is the right green? I think so too. And we'll see in just a second. Once we get a little shaking going on. Trying to spin off my finger. If you're not already converted to the Church of Vortex Mixer, I highly recommend trying one out. Alright, we're just going to get some out right here. And I'm not going to worry about thinning it yet. I'm just going to do a little test highlight. We're just going to do a little test highlight on an area that's going to get painted over. And see if that is like... For one, is it even noticeable? Because honestly, I think it's like the same fucking color as the dang turquoise. Damn, that's really so fucking close to the color that we already have there. I just don't necessarily think it's gonna make a dang old difference. It's so subtle. Let's maybe add a tiny little pinch of moot green in there. Just a little bit. Like, we'll do like a 25% moot green in that and see if we can't, like, get a nice green hue to that. Let's dig in. I think this might be the trick to create the effect we're going for. And again, all this is, we're doing this test on a section we're about to paint over, so no worries there. Dude, that tiny bit of green in that is so overwhelmingly green. I don't know if that's right. I don't think it is right. I need like an ice green. You know? That is not correct. Let's add in... I need like a mint green color. Is what we're after here. Do I have a... I don't have anything that really fits that bill, to be honest. Got a bunch of like camo greens. Shit, are we about to just bust out some damn old sunrise blue? Sunrise blue and our toxic green. Let's go with a 50-50. Probably more like 66-33 mix. Like a mossy green, war painter mossy green, yeah. CMYK is what you need, infinite mixing all the colors. Yeah, the problem is that the damn pigments that are used are just kind of all over the place. Let's see if this will do the trick. Let's find a spot we haven't tried a highlight on yet. Maybe back here. Come on, paint. I need you to flow. Signori. Yeah, I think that's going to do the trick. Okay, so we found the highlight tone. We'll do that later. Ugh, holy shit. Game color tastes really fucking bad. Way worse than Vallejo. Alright, so we're going to get stuck in with gray first. Either way. Now that we have like a path ahead of us. A plan, if you will. And, fuck, it's already 20 minutes in. Time really flies when you're having fun. Don't it? It also flies when you're on a fucking deadline and you've wasted a bunch of time. That is the truth. Alright. This is a mostly used palette. From where we were doing the Pleiades Lancers. Chatters can spend their biscuit coins at the CFM loyalty store. Check out the link in chat. If you want to do fun stuff like this. Is this thing ready now? I bet it's off cooldown. Oh my Jesus. Dude, the fucking auto erase function on the BlackBerry, so bad. What the fuck is it doing? What are you doing, phone? It just hitting on its own. I'm about to... Let's turn that screen off. It's just hitting buttons. It's just fucking hitting buttons. It's just typing on its own. All the fun from the thing I was trying to do is gone due to technology. Technology arguing with me.
Hot, moist, spicy news.
That just proves Vallejo knows their customers. They tune the flavor profile of their lines to the habits of their brush licking fans. They have like a soapish kind of flavor. Like, it's not a good flavor by any means, but it is. It tastes distinctly less "this is toxic" than other brands. I do love Vallejo paint, though. Dude, I wonder, did anyone ever actually follow up with them to see if they actually gave their workers, like, usable working conditions? Dude, is there, like, a plug in this? What the fuck? Where's my pliers? Where the fuck are my pliers? There they are. Just like an issue here. Let's get in here and see what is preventing this paint from coming out. Definitely feels like there's some kind of obstruction in there. I don't see anything now. It's all jiggly. It is quite jiggly. All right. Looky there. It's like two different fucking colors in the same container. I really do not like it. It is so fucking baffling to me. There's like two colors in this pot and they don't mix. Probably different surfactants in game color versus model versus whatever other brands they bottle. Oh, look! That is my third ad in 20 minutes. You guys can see that, right? That's like clearly two different colors. Same bottle, very clearly two different colors. And they don't really mix. The darker color just overtakes the lighter color. Let's put 2 drops of water in it, I think. Watch it separate back out again. You know, I had a bottle of German Grey in the old style Vallejo bottle, and it did not have this problem. They changed something for the worse. Or maybe I just have a bad bottle. We'll go with that one. All right, so we're going to dig out a 2 round. And we're going to use that to start in on these boys here. And we're just going to give them shorts. Get their shorts going on. cover over that whole middle area. We're not going to worry about any of the spots that are going to be metallic, like the joints. But we just want to get good coverage on these fellers. And then we're going to quickly go into highlighting as soon as possible. Time is a factor here. And we have a lot of highlighting to do still. That's why I said earlier, I think we're just going to save our like final detail work for tomorrow. Do a nice long paint stream. And then, who knows from there? We've got some other projects on the table that aren't quite ready yet. I'm just so far behind with everything in general. Anyhow, looks like we're getting some really, really strong single coat coverage despite thinning this stuff out. Not that I advocate for trying to achieve single coat coverage. It's just really good when it happens. Very satisfying. And of course, this brush is a little ratty, so I'm gonna be careful with the edges of it. Just be mindful of where you're putting your brush. A little love, a little rub down. Everybody needs a little rub down every now and then. And I think we're gonna push that color up onto this. There's like it's like a little torso detail that matches some of the matches this connection point on the lower half. So let's push that gray up into the torso just a bit, and we want to be really careful to not get it on those outer panels because this color is really strong and will very quickly overtake our gray or our green, like sea foamish color. And there we go. Hit the inside of the legs, and we're probably ready to move on to the next one. I think what we'll do is we'll just go around them all, the initial coating, and then we'll do a second pass of like a cleanup. That is probably the way. If any of you out there catch this via the algorithm after the fact, let me know in the comments down below if you've painted any Oregon Coalition, any of the stuff from the Battletech computer game, House of Rano or the like. And if not, let me know what you would paint. What sounds fun? Shit, man, I kind of want to do gray hands on these. Oh, there's only one with hand. There's only one with hands. Did I do silver hands on the other ones? I did silver fingers on the other ones. I think I'll do the same. I'll do the same on these. Or I say these, but it's just the Panther has it. All right, let's move on to our Jenner and get it with some pants as well. We're just gonna hit all the panels all the way down to the actuator. I mean, we're gonna go back in and paint the actuators in our nice silver color, but for now, they are a good spillover point for applying this gray. I start to say slipshod fashion, but that's not really what we're doing. It's more carefree. What's a term? My brain wants to say lackadaisical, but that's not the correct term either. Because we're still discerning a bit. We're just moving swiftly, of course. What's the deal with the knee? The knee appears to sink inside the details here. So I think we're going to paint the knee gray. This knee will go gray. Alright. Get in there, swift base coat. Good times. Very swift work with the coverage on this German gray. Skip. Skip. There it goes. Alright, what have we missed here? A little bit in the crevices. A little bit needs to be butted up on those panels. Other than that, that's looking pretty good. Side of the knee here. The bottom bit of that knee as well. A little bit on the top of this hip. There we go. All right, now we can move on to that blackjack, which has man, I'm looking at this and I think the green filter may have worked. Oh no. You know what that means? That means we are going to go back in and subtly adjust the tone of these guys with some green. I'm going to push the gray all the way up on this torso ring, I believe. This whole thing in the middle is going to go gray to kind of match the effect we did on our blackjack. And I guess we're going to mix up a filter and start pasting it all over these boys. I haven't found anything concrete about resolving the facilities issues, but the workers did get the raise that they wanted. Got mixed emotions about that, to tell you the truth, Mr. Nate. Like, I don't know how underpaid they actually were. I didn't look into it, but if they didn't fix the leaky roof, that to me seemed like the whole deal with their strike. Or was it all just a demand for wages? Not that I'm against them being paid more, but I don't know, it just seems like if they didn't fix the other problem, Is that actually a win? That was the one thing that really stood out to me. I've seen a dozen and one strikes out here. People demanding better pay. So it's not as moving to me as people just wanting a better work environment. Okay, so I think that is decent coverage all the way around. Let's give a look at the other ones and see if we missed any spots. A real harassment policy. What do you mean, a real harassment policy? Talking in general, the efficacy of for better wages. It is sad that workers have to band together to do that, and that's like the way to get concerns addressed by the parent company. You'd think you'd be able to just message your boss and be like, hey boss, look, this ain't working. I need a little more. You know, without having to like band together to enforce consequences to the parent company to get them to fucking listen to you. Shame. As in they didn't have any protection against management abuse, but okay. Yeah. Wait, did they like form a union? Is that what happened with the whole thing? Like they weren't unionized before or whatever? I actually don't know much about it. I remember it being like a big deal on the interwebs and internalizing a little bit of guilt about using Vallejo products during that time. I did not buy any during the strike. I'll admit that much. I didn't buy any more during the strike. But I have bought more since the strike, not knowing whether or not they were successful. Which I assume won an issue before the investment company bought control. I bet you you're right. I bet you you're right. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this filter. And I actually want like a clean slate here, so we're gonna put a little acetone in this dish. And get up all that paint from before. I think we can use like this old ratty brush here. We just want to break all that down. There we go. And that way we can lift it out with our paper towel. I want a clean slate for this. No color pollution because we're going to thin it down quite a bit. And I want to be pretty specific about the tonality. It does appear to have worked. So, in that regard, we're going to take our game color.
Clean slate up my ass. Ooh, bees, oh the bees in my butt. I'll know my chocolate pancake batter.
What the fuck was that? Why did he like? Is it the mixture of like regular sentence and all caps? Okay, so we're gonna take our jade green and we're gonna add basically equal part matte medium, and we're gonna hit this with quite a bit of water actually. And we want, I think we can still use this 2 brush. I want this really, really thin. I don't want it to overwhelm our color from before. They are a little bit in the blue territory currently, so I can see a value of wanting to push them back and make them actually green. Yeah, there we go. We got a nice filter, and we're just gonna push it all over these boys. Push it all over.
Regular sentence, then we switch it to oh yeah, chocolate pancake batter, delicious.
What the fuck is wrong with Attenborough tonight? I hate it. Holy shit. That's awful. He's like, he sounds like a devotee of Bobugbabills with the kind of crokishness. All right, so we're gonna filter all this down into a green. And I'm hoping that it is thin enough that it is not really gonna fuck up our crevices. But we can probably restore that later with some pen washing. That's kind of what I'm thinking, at least. And due to the way this camera modulates the color, y'all are not going to be able to see. But
Long Johnson. Ooh, Don Piano.
what? What the fuck, dude? I think you broke Attenborough, Mr. Comstar. What have you done to that man?
Wagawa, 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 chocolate pancake batter in my crevice. Ooh, my no, the butthole bees.
No, the butthole bees. Do you know your butthole bees? Have you met them all? Are you a friend to the bees is the question. We still need to get a few more voices trained up. I'd like to get DM Steve on there as a ask the AI Dungeon Master. Still would like to get Mr. Mental as a phone call, and perhaps our executive producer as the thoughts inside my head option. All right, so I apologize if that was not in frame. I think we have maybe have lost.
Wee woo, pee poo, pee poo, pee poo.
Pee poo, pee poo, pee poo, you say. He made that growly noise last time? Yeah, dude, it's so good. What happens if you just tell it to growl? Let's see. If you just give it a... like that.
Asterisk, growl, asterisk.
No, not like that. That's not what I mean.
Testing, what would my eye... Woo, brown green in my eye...
Here you go. Let's try this one. Let's give it a little test. Give a little test there for you. See how that.
Woof woof oh.
It's very long. I think you get like 500 fucking characters in that, by the way. That's so bad. Oh man. Welcome to Country Fried Minis, purveyor of AI slop. It is fun. You gotta admit, it is kind of fun. He's definitely the best pre-made voice on Tangia. We could train some other ones. What if you did like a fucking AI like Eisenhower or something, and use a bunch of footage, audio captures. I think it'd be funny. The Hank Green one I trained just by downloading the audio off of one of the videos, just the whole fucking video, and plugged it in, and it's pretty good. It's pretty fucking Hank Green. Actually, you know, that does remind me. Should I be labeling these streams?
Another Nate asked me, do you know the colon bees? The colon bees? The colon bees. Do you know the colon bees that live inside your butt? Ah, yes, the infamous colon bees. Those tiny little troublemakers buzzing around like they're the kings of the castle. They're not as sweet as honeybees.
Yeah.
But they sure know how to keep things interesting when you're trying to enjoy a peaceful moment. Best to let them do their thing and hope they don't throw a hammer fight in there. Meow.
I like that he ended it with a meow. Ask AI another Nate. He does have things to say.
Technortien asked me, Wowza, you just unleashed a Technicolor yawn symphony there. I hope you didn't accidentally summon the colon bees or something. Sounds like you're about to have a hammer fight with whatever just came out. Remember, NULN oil solves most of life's mysteries. Just not that one. Meow.
Just not that one. Meow. Maybe you are trying to summon the colon bees. The bots definitely remember the stuff that they're talking about. It's got to be like just like an instance of ChatGPT or something running in the background. Also, thank you, gents. Reminder that Tangia pays out 80% of all those shenanigans, so that's all like really good fucking tips to the stream. That would be a bad place for a hammer fight. Yeah, I agree.
Asked me, how many back-to-back hammer fights could you win innate? Oh, you know me. I'd go all possum on those hammer fights, but I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'd probably win a few rounds using some fancy footwork and clever dodges, but eventually I'd just get distracted by a sunbeam or the allure of a good Coca-Cola. Plus, who can concentrate on hammer fights when there's NULN oil to be had? Meow.
The fucking the bots have their own lore at this
Comstar Knight
point.
asked me, yeah, my butt has a crevice that begs to be filled with brune eggerine. Woohoo! Sounds like you're feeling all sorts of creative with some brown-gerine flair. Just don't let those colon bees buzz their way in there. Maybe it's time for a paint in a bag moment or some NULN oil for a splash of eccentricity. Remember, when life gives you crevices, fill them with color, not chaos. Keep having fun, darling.
What the fuck? When life hands you crevices, fill them with color? Jesus Christ, that's awful. That's just fucking awful. It even says so when you're typing your okay. I say, holy shit, that's fucking atrocious. Yeah. Let's do this. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Paste. There you go. All right. I only can't do my crevices. It's too good. All right. Let's take a look here. So y'all can't really see too well here, but it's definitely like.
TechnoRTN asked me, is a taco shell a crevice? What can I fill it up with? Well, darling, a taco shell sure can be a tasty crevice. You can fill it up with all sorts of delights. Seasoned ground beef, juicy shredded chicken, or maybe some spiced up black beans. If you're feeling a bit which a beer, a bit shepherding, what you're
What was that?
Top it off with lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, a dollop of sour cream, and maybe a dash of salsa for that extra kick. It's like painting a masterpiece, but this one you get to eat.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I definitely feel a
lizard,
lizard,
lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard. Nathan uses my likeness without permission. Lizard, 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 lizard. Also remember to feed the bees.
Ah, yes. That one lost a little bit of the Hank Green. I think he wants longer sentences. The bot clearly just had a stroke. I've got a message. Okay. I need to update my list here of how we're doing the Irukjandis. So Prime Gray, turquoise, green, ink, ethermatic blue, filter of, what was this color? Jade green, game color, jade green. I think what we're gonna do is go back in with a very thinned wash of ethermatic blue. Very thin ethermatic blue. German gray, gray pants. And then we're going to highlight with bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Oh, what are we going to highlight those with? I think it's more accurate. What are we going to wash it with? Ba, 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 da. Ba, 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 da. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. No, it's clearly a different color. It comes through real obviously. Camera weirdness amplifies it. You think so? I think it definitely reads as green now. Like that's green instead of turquoise. I couldn't tell a difference until it dried. And now that it is dry, I can really tell. Though it did seep into the crack, so we're going to have to reestablish those deep points. We can't do the Aethermatic blue yet. So I think maybe we want to add the shadows on the gray. Let's go in with Nuln Oil. Nuln Oil on gray. 50-50 thin. Then let's do a 50-50 thin down in Nuln Oil, which I'm going to need some more Nuln Oil soon. Gonna need some more very soon. Let's go back to a 2. This is maybe the same brush we just had. Can't really tell. Do a nice 50-50 with this. And we're just gonna wash it over their newly done shorts. I'm gonna try to hold this where it's in focus as well. And I just want to get it into all those cracks. But we don't want it on the crevices near on the green. So we're gonna try to keep that under control. And just have it go kind of where we're dictating. And it sucks that we're having to do this now, because honestly, I feel like we could probably maximize our results by doing the metallics. But I don't think we can highlight this until there's a nice shadow on the gray. Unfortunately, we need a little bit of contrast. So bring it down. Bring it on down. All right, there's our panther. Let's do this lad, our little Jinner. I still prefer the old Jinner. But this will do. See, the old school Jinner did not have a torso to twist. I have to imagine that the physical representation of that quirk of the rules was probably just it kind of twisting a little bit at the hips. But I love the old school Jinner. Fucking combat pants, you know? This one's still kind of combat pants. Just about. All right, it looks like our filter is almost dry on the blackjack. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. Though we may need to just juggle and move over to highlighting those other mechs. See where we can get with the project. Because I need all this to dry before we can, like, go back in and actually do anything with it. Okay. Nice NULN oil wash over all these surfaces. That should give a little bit of depth to our gray pants. Yeah, let's start tracing up the patterns on these guys, I guess, while those dry. We just have the 2, so it should go fairly quickly. We're 7 o'clock, only 1 hour in. We want Mornfang Brown is the step here. So that's going to be in my GW stack. If I can figure out where it's at. I know I have some. There it is. We got some GW base Mornfang Brown. I believe this is supposed to be the same thing as Bestial Brown from back in the day. Or at least very, very close. And we're going to put it right here. I think maybe 3 dollops off the back of the brush there. Maybe a 4th for good measure. There we go. And let's get some clean water in the pipette. And let's do 3 drops like that. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Ooh. Give that a stir. My palette is very soppy wet tonight. So hopefully they stay kind of
Comstar Knight asked me.
mobile. I think we've maybe
so
overdone
many
it here.
Bees, yes, Vallejo Brown Jareen goes with my chocolate pancakes. Oh no, sounds like the colon bees are buzzing
said it
up
correctly.
a storm again.
He said
Quick, summon the
Vallejo.
magic of NULN oil and maybe toss in a bit of paint in a bag to ward them off. And
All right.
speaking of tasty crevices, chocolate pancakes with Vallejo Brown Jareen sounds like a masterpiece of flavor and color. Just be careful, you don't want those bees thinking it's dessert time. Meow.
Is that actually true though? You don't want them thinking it's dessert time? This is too thin. This is way too thin. I'm gonna put 3 little dollops of paint in there, I think. My nose is itching, y'all. That's the one. All right. Let's come in here. So, if we recall, our pattern is kind of like it's almost like a root structure, but kind of like lightning bolts. It's kind of like nonsensical dags with not dags. Dags are the triangles from the orcs. We want to do like almost like a lightning bolt kind of pattern, but as it's closer to the bottom, it's more like a network of connected segments, and it's gonna go up the back of the legs and the back onto the shoulders and the arms, but not the front of the torso. No. So lots of connections down near the feet. Lots of connections, and then less as it moves onto the leg. Where's the actual focal point here? What if we tighten it up? What if we tighten it up here? Let's go back here. What if we tighten it up on that? I think I'll struggle to keep it in focus, but I can maybe stick right there. And then, where am I actually painting? If I paint here, it's in focus. Okay. I just gotta remember to look up at the damn screen from time to time. Skip! Ads. Always with the ads. Here we go. So, we're gonna go kind of up and up there, and this will branch here. We want a little bit over here, maybe like that. Coming up the front. These the like multiple bends in the leg is making this really difficult, but that's fine. It does go kind of on the front of the legs too. So we can work with that. Put one right across the knee there. I think the thing is, like with any other like camo pattern, is to not think about it too much. Just do and put it down, and trust the process. Trust in the dang old process. We're gonna have one come up the back here, like that. We need a little bit on the inside of the thigh, so we'll have a branch coming off that. And it's fine if they're fat right now, because we're gonna go back in and like do some highlight work on them, do some shading work. It'll look fine. Right now they look like the fucking I think I said this last time too, the streaks on a Little Debbie fudge round. Alright, now when it comes up the back, it kind of is just all over the back. So I think we want to actually define the other leg first here. So we're just going to do streak, branch, turns into a streak, do a branch there, do another branch here, coming across the front and up the other side. Just fucking going with it, right? No mistakes, just happy accidents. It'll tell you where it wants to live as your brush guides it. Coming up the back of the leg here. And onto the front, which is going to branch off up the leg here like that. But we need some coming down here too, so I want a second branch coming down the knee and down here. Do a branch right there, right across the front of all that. A branch coming across the thigh. You know, you'd think this is like an actual pattern, but when you look at the mechs in Mechwarrior 4, they're kind of all over the place. It doesn't really have a lot of sense, and I think it might just be like a really big texture file with a variety of applications depending on the mech. Okay, so legs are largely covered, and now we have this like secondary branch, and what we can do is join these two right there, and now the butt is tied in with the legs, and we can start moving this pattern up onto the torso. And I kind of want it to fork right here, so it moves up onto the shoulders, and then this guy's gonna have it kind of come across the front just a little bit onto the chest like that, and we're gonna keep this one a little bit symmetrical there. Do any of them have it on the head? Nobody gets it on the head. It's just the shoulders and across the arms. Okay. So now we want more branching onto the arm. Now, does the front of the arms get some? Yeah, it goes all the way down the arms. All the way down the arms. So in the case of this guy, I think we can do like that type of branching. And it's fine if these are rough. We're going to go back in and clean them up. A little more coming down here. Maybe up that direction. And then we'll have a similar branch, but coming from much lower on this side. And I am trying so hard to keep this in frame, y'all. I just suck at my job. Well, aspects of my job, I should say. Tell you what, you'll actually get high quality from me is a paint job if you check out my offers over on fiverr.com, or reach out via the Discord and talk to me directly. I can make your faction paint job happen. What up, country people? Hello, Mr. Graham. Speaking of orders, we'll be actually getting in on your devils sometime soon. I believe it's going to be the next series of streams here. We'll do some marathon stuff. So I think we're on schedule to get your guys in the workshop Wednesday morning. So if you guys want to see some more Derek's Red Devils, make sure to check that out. Might even set up for a long stream too on Wednesday. Hopefully have those done and out by like Friday. Kind of the intention, at least. And then we got much more. There's so much more to see coming up. All right, so we got our stripes all over. You can kind of see. Can't really get the light any closer here without like bumping my face. We got our fudge round stripes coming up the back, and then it preserves the front without polluting it. But it is all over the legs. And that's what we want. In fact, the closer to the bottom of the legs, the more like intense the patterning is. All right, so that guy's got his stripes. Let's get the stripes on the uller, and we should be able to move on to these boys. And actually, I say that, but I think what we're gonna do is to work efficiently here. And since this is on the wet palette and will stay wet, we can revisit our Irukjandi boys and hit these with their wash really quick. I knew it was coming. Oh. I just want to deepen the crevices on these again. So we're going to pour out. I hate to waste that delicious Nuln oil. I really, really do. It's like $6,000 worth of paint in the trash can right there. All right. We're going to run some more of the Ethermatic Blue. That's what I was getting at. So we're going to take our Ethermatic Blue and we're going to hit it with a 50-50. It's actually like 60-40 water to paint. And then I think we're also going to come in with a drop of 99% ISO to really break up that surface tension. Maybe like 3 drops of that. Bang, boom, bam. I really want this stuff to flow. And, you know, give it a good stir, because you want that alcohol to make an azeotrope with the water that's in there. You don't want it like separated out. And we're just going to come back in with that same brush, I think. Yeah. Take that same brush and we're going to just attack this model with that blue. With largely a focus... Well, I say largely a focus on the crevices, but I think we're just going to spread it all over and let it do its thing. Just to bring... To resist the... resist crevice staining that happened from our green filter. And hopefully not stain the surfaces too bad, since Ethermatic Blue is already a really like weak kind of pigment. It's not a super strong contrast paint is what I'm getting at. And for that, for one, thinning it so much, but also adding that alcohol will let it like kind of resist clinging to the surface. It really wants to get into those crevices once you reduce the surface tension properties. Just, you know, less water in general in doing so. And then we'll do this now so that when we're done putting the stripes on the uller, we can come back to this boy, and he'll be ready for highlights. So wherever I get tonight on the stream, I will get these boys prepped for completion tomorrow. After today, we've got like 5 hours. 5 hours left or so on the deadline. It's a little more than that, but I think 5 hours is about right to hop up and take a break afterwards from. Ads. I love ads. They're really cool. Don't you know? I'm so gonna rush out and buy the products that YouTube thinks I'm gonna buy. You know, it's interesting too. This phone that I watched the stream playback on, my old BlackBerry, is it's logged in as me, but I noticed the ads are distinctly different from what it's feeding me in other places. And I think because I don't use the phone for anything other than this, it's like it doesn't really know who I am and feeds me kind of generic ads. I've seen beer on there. I've seen travel. I've seen hair loss products. I've seen clothing. It's just like none of that, man. I wouldn't buy anything they recommended me. Not a one of them. If the algorithms actually knew me, they'd be feeding me like paint products. All right, so one more pass on this guy. Let's see if I can find a good spot to kind of show. So on the leg there, it's really been flattened out because the toxic green or the jade green kind of stuck in the crevices a bit. So we're just going to go over with our Aethermatic blue, and you can see immediately where those wet spots are. That it's gonna hug those spots and give it a nice deep shadow. I mean, obviously it'd be a little better if the Aethermatic blue was a little more green. Like maybe we had a kind of a deep turquoisey color here, but it's close enough, and the little bit of alcohol should help it resist leaving any surface staining, so we don't lose that beautiful green filter that we put over the whole thing. That should do nicely. Just everywhere, letting it do its thing. You know, it's funny, they call this stuff liquid talent, and they really call it liquid talent for good reason. But I do think you still need some, like, you not only need know-how in placement, depending on the project, but you also need to modify the product from time to time. Like this, like I'm using a specific...
This advert is brought to you by Comstar.
Nuh-uh.
Read by David Attenborough.
Nuh-uh.
Do you love Battletech? Do
Yeah.
you like painted battle mechs?
Yeah.
Look up Country Fried Minis on Fiverr for commission work and eBay
Oh.
for already beautifully pro-painted Battletech miniatures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. In fact, ads and video recommendations are specific to each device as well as the account. See, that's what I was thinking, Mr. Nate. It's like, it's almost like this device, because I don't do anything on it, has kind of lost the plot as to what to serve me. And it's just kind of throwing shit out in the dark, you know, shots in the dark. Speaking of eBay, I always get ads for your mom with my device. Well, you should stop reaching out to my mom. Like, that's on you, man. Here, give me just a second. I'm going to grab these mechs and show them on camera so y'all can see the next thing going up on eBay. Our next set is going to be some beautiful Pleiades Lancers. Algorithm. That's funny. Next set's going to be these beautiful Pleiades Lancers. We've got some more mechs going in this bunch. So right now it is we got our Stalker. I guess I don't need this. Stalker, Thunderbolt, all numbered, chipped to perfection. Got our Pleiades Lancers logos on them. We've got the Raven, a Blackjack, a Poe tank, and an LRM carrier. And then this set is going to be expanded with it is a Marauder 2, a Black Lantern, a Crusader, and I think we're going to go with the Hatchet Man. I mean, the bigger one, the Axe Man. And there's going to be 2 light SRM carriers in that set as well. So those are going up as a lot. of 8 mechs and 3 vehicles soon, sometime soon. So keep an eye out if you want to get some of those. And then after that, we've got even more. Gonna be doing some Death Commandos and who knows what else. Where are we at? Who am I? I am me. All right, so back to it with the brown striping. We're gonna attack our Uller with the same approach as the, what is that mech called? Novacat? We're just gonna start tracing up basically lightning bolts, more or less.
Baby average nighttime, woke him up to get bottle, large and change. Fell back asleep at 11, woke at 12:30, got bottle, fell asleep. Woke at 1:40, climbed on mama. Crying in sleep, possible nightmare. Back asleep at 1:47 a.m. on mama. Room temp 75 degrees, bub up at 2 o'clock. Check temp normal. Left door open to let air circulate. Bottle at 2:45. Back asleep at 3 o'clock. Awake 3:30. Awake 3:57. Awake 4:10. Awake 4:50.
That sounds a little bit like a nightmare there, Mr. David Attenborough. Just a little bit. Man, but you know what? You know what I think? Waking up grumpy in the middle of the night and hitting a bottle of warm milk. How about it? What do you guys think about a midnight, 3 a.m. fucking bottle of warm milk? I'm not saying necessarily with the nipple, but I'm also saying like it doesn't have to not have the nipple. You know what I'm saying? If you want the nipple on your warm milk, that's fine. But just like a nice bottle of warm milk. Could you go for it? Could you do it? Like, what if it was one of those like Frappuccino bottles from Starbucks, right? Nice 2 a.m. warm milk to soothe your aching tummy and your midnight nightmares. All right, let's bring this over here. Oh, this is supposed to be on the front of the pelvis a bit.
Comstar the faction. I'm about to bring the traction with words so tight I control the rhyme reaction like circuits in the Matrix. I'm cracking codes, sending signals through the ether, overload. They call me the best, the rap game messiah. Comstar in my veins, I spit fire. My metaphor's sharper than a battle mech's blade. I'm the guide, the Comstar's crusade, Comstar. We transmit like a cosmic force, controlling the frequencies. We stay on course, from terror to the stars. We're light years ahead.
Light years ahead? I feel like it cut off in the middle of a line there, didn't it? Does eggnog count? Yeah, sure. Why not? Does the average night with my kid? That sounds about right. All right, we're just tracing around this thing. We're going willy-nilly with the patterning, just getting it on the damn thing, and then we're going to be able to move on to highlighting it, I think. All right. He's got them fudge round stripes, y'all. He's got them fudge rounds. Hey, look, ads. Attenborough robbed me. Yeah, he sure did. Good thing it's only 25 cents. You can make Attenborough screech about penises and eggnog for 4 times for $1. And 80 cents of that dollar you feed into Tangia goes to me. So really, really fucking good rate for tips. Does Bolthouse Farms vanilla chai tea count as milk? God damn, I could go for some of that right now. If y'all don't know, here, I'll pull it up. This stuff right here is dangerous. Give me the image. I just want the image.
Lasagna asterisk, 12 lasagna noodles, pre-cooked according to package directions, asterisk 2 eggs, beaten asterisk 1 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese, asterisk 3 cups, shredded mozzarella cheese asterisk, 2 cups fresh right spinach here. Asterisk, 1/2 cup Parmesan cheese asterisk, 1 pound ground beef, browned asterisk, fresh basil leaves, chopped asterisk,
browned asterisk, browned asterisk. 2 cans tomato sauce. Hold on. What all went in that? Let me, I'll read that back. Let me go to the Tangia, I'll go to the Tangia admin page. What are you talking about here? I kind of lost the plot while I was talking about the Bolthouse Farms. Lasagna. 12 lasagna noodles, pre-cooked according to package. All right. 2 eggs beaten. What do the eggs go into? I guess you're mixing it with the cheese. Ricotta cheese, mozzarella, spinach, Parmesan, ground beef, basil chopped, 2 cans tomato sauce. Yeah, I think, so I would just make my regular sauce for lasagna. I think I would leave out the zucchini that I usually put in for spaghettis. So like a large, like the biggest white onion you can find at the store. Chop it up, dice it really nicely, caramelize it in the pan, use a whole bulb of garlic, the whole fucking thing. I don't care how big it is, you want all the cloves on it. Chop it up, toss it in there. Get that onion caramelizing down, add in your garlic, throw in like 6 Roma tomatoes, but you want to you really want to skin them first with the flash boil and then ice water trick, but you're going to cook it down enough that it isn't like super important. Get you 6 Roma tomatoes and scoop out the innards. Like, get rid of all that fucking yucky seeds and bitter interior. You lose a little meat, who cares? You just want that thick flesh on the outer bit. Dice that up real fine, toss it in the pan, get that cooking down and reducing. You want to throw 3 serrano peppers.
Leaves ketchup paper plates, water steak, eggs grey pop on party frank smack, and cheese Hawaiian rolls, chocolate pancakes, chocolate pancakes, chocolate pancakes, chocolate pancakes. Oh!
Jesus Christ. That is so much. That's so much. Thank you for the tips. What was I saying? Yeah, you want some serrano peppers in there. Get you some serranos, nice and spicy. Get it cooking way down. You're gonna add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste to it. Bonus points if you added that in the beginning and like fucking get it really cooking down. But you can toss it in. And then you're going to add an entire family-sized can of whatever your favorite brand tomato sauce is. Toss it in there, get it cooking down. That's the lasagna. I don't care what else you put in it, what other ingredients you add to your lasagna to make it, whether you're throwing ricotta cheese, whether you're doing it vegan style with tofu and a little bit of nutritional yeast in there, if you're using fake beef crumbles or ground beef or ground pork or fucking basil or spinach or whatever it is, the lasagna is the sauce. Does tomato sauce count as milk? I am fully picturing you like sleep-addled, middle of the night, waking up, hair's all disheveled, eyes are bloodshot, you're walking in the kitchen, scratching your ass in your whitey tighties, kind of stumbling. You know the midnight shuffle. and you take the bottle out and you stick it in the microwave. You hit 20 seconds on it. You get it nice and warm, and you toss it back, and it is just straight fucking tomato sauce. That's fucking awful. You go back to bed and you lay down, and you just lay there and fucking enjoy the heartburn all fucking night long. Holy shit.
This advert is brought to you by Comstar.
Nuh-uh.
Read by David Attenborough.
Yeah, okay.
Do you love Battletech? Do you
Yeah.
like 3D printing?
Yep.
Head over to Locust Labs and pick yourself up a brand new Sturmer, the dash crazy assault mech that
Yeah.
comes in various configs. Pick one up now at Locust Labs on My Mini Factory.
Yeah, I agree. Check out Locust Labs. Good stuff. This is Locust Labs. This is Locust Labs. Racha. Look at that beautiful blimp. Good stuff. Quality ad. Definitely not a shill for Locust Labs. No, not at all. I wouldn't dare promote them every chance I get. Why would I do such a thing? All right, where are we at? We're putting stripes on it. Okay, we're putting stripes on this boy. We're so close to done with this project. I can smell it. It's like when you got like bread baking in the oven and it's like just about ready to come out, and the hot doughiness just envelops your entire living space with the smell of carbs. Hell fucking yeah. Alright, so
Comstar Knight asked me,
God, that was loud.
water milk, almond milk, salad stuff, carrots, cucumbers, broccoli, canned beans, canned veggies, canned tuna, tomato sauces, corned beef hash, dino nuggets, dishwasher packets, strawberries, bananas, round crackers like Ritz goldfish.
Dishwasher packet.
Well, look at you stocking up like a pro. You've got all the essentials for some mighty fine meals and snacks. From fresh veggies to canned goodies, and even some sweet treats with strawberries and bananas. Dino nuggets for an adventure-filled meal, and those dishwasher packets to keep things spick and span. You're all set
Spick
for
and
some good
span.
eating and clean living. Enjoy loving those groceries.
That was pretty good, actually. The spick and span.
This advert is brought to you by
Oh,
Comstar.
fuck, it's
read
Granny.
by David Attenborough.
No, it's
Do you
not
love
read by David
Battletech?
Attenborough.
Do you like 3D printing? Head over to My Mini Factory and check out Mako Prints. You can
Oh, yeah.
find a lovely assortment of battle mechs made by Mako Helios. Such
Yeah.
mechs as the Warden, Lobster, Homunculus, and many others. Pick
And
yours up
many
now
others.
at My Mini Factory /Mako Prints.
That's fucking so good, dude. Running ads. Thank you for the tips, sir. 80% of that goes into my pocket, you know. And they do pay out. They pay out like every week. All right, so we got stripes on this shithead. I don't necessarily want to like grind on those for the stream because we've seen that before. It's all the same process, no different. But it is, let's see. What are we? We're 2 hours in? 2 hours in. I think we can maybe get some solid work in on our Irukjandi boys. So I think for that, let's just dig in with our neutral gray. Let's just dig right in with it and see how it looks. I'm a little worried that our neutral gray is going to be too bright. So we're going to do a little test first. Get some water on there. I'm going to do like 2 drops of paint to 1 drop of water.
Comstar, read by David Attenborough.
It's not
Do you
read
love
by David
Battletech? Do you like
Attenborough.
plastic minis? Head over to Catalyst. What? They didn't pay their HPG bills? Oh well, never mind.
He did that one very fast. He got to the end of it quite quickly. All right, we're gonna grab our 3-0 round, and it's a little crusty stiff, so we're gonna bring it back to life with acetone. Make sure you only do this with your synthetic brushes, of course. And bring it back to life. Wash that off. Bring it out. And we want to test a little bit. Let's test a little bit. Kind of. Maybe on this back end right here. Yeah, see, that's what I was a little worried about there. This is way too bright. Way too bright. So I'm going to pick up like I think that much of our dark gray. And we're going to start mixing it into our neutral gray. I'm trying not to tear my parchment here, of course. Let's do a little bit more. Maybe even just one more pass there. I don't think it's 50-50. It might be 50-50. Let's hit that same spot and cover over what we just did. Let's see how that looks. I think it's still too bright. Okay. So in that regard then, we're just going to make a new section of paint. That blue is nice and dry, so we're going to go right there.
King crab loadout, 4 XRA.
4 rack 5s. You can't do it.
You're a big crusty boy and you're here to vibe, but also to absolutely obliterate anything in your path with no remorse. If anyone's like, why you so slow? Just hit them with the don't rush me attitude. And when they get close, yeah, you're already cooking them with that RAC-5 spicy sauce.
Yeah, okay.
Weapons set up 4X RAC-5S. You literally just press and the other team melts.
It's not true, though.
RAC-5S are built for that hit and quit life.
Hit and quit life.
They cry.
Yeah, but you're rolling on the cluster chart every time you shoot, while still you all that heat. Is it even tenable? Can you shoot 4 rack 5s, 6 shots each, and like not fucking overheat? Are they only 1 heat per shot? Oy. Okay, so we have now mixed up a 50-50 mix of neutral gray and whatever that color was, German gray, and that looks tons better. It's still a really big bright jump, but that's fine. We're just going to be careful in our application. We're just going to start tracing highlights. Normally I don't like to do the all over edge highlight on projects, but it's kind of just how we started this project for the other mechs. Since they have such like complicated pattern, it seemed like the best way to highlight them up. So we're just going to continue here with that same trend. And anywhere there's like sharp edge that like wants paint, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna do a little bit of work, a little bit of rubbing. Bring out those edges, elevated sections on cylinders, or like anywhere where 2 angles or like a panel bends into 2 different directions, then you have a crease. Like you're gonna want to highlight those. We'll try to minimize the remainders of the mold lines here. I did give this mech an honest go, trying to reduce and remove those dang mold lines, but there's always like one left over somewhere. So the best we can do in that case, I mean, the best we could do is is go in and remove it and repaint it. But barring that, we can just try to reduce the visual impact of it by getting the highlights near it, maybe not on it. If it was like if you're doing like a camo spec style paint up, if you're really try-harding it, you probably want to go back and remove it. But in this case, I am not going to put that extra time in, unfortunately. One heat? Okay, yeah. So 4 racks, that's 24 heat. That's better heat than shooting 2 AT-20s. But can you fit 4 rack 5s? Will that work? You'd have to put an XL engine, right, to like have it work and have enough ammo to actually use them. All right. I'm gonna have to make that mech, sir. I don't know if I've already done it or not. I might have a conversion, but we'll have to do a kit bash of Comstar Crab. You could even do like a raised Comstar logo, like built into the mech. Someone did that with I know I've showed this before, and it's very dusty because it's been living up on my shelf for a long while. It's like 20% done, but somebody did this Jacob Kincaid Uziel, and they went in and did embossed. Got the Wolf Dragoons and the Black Widow symbol on it. Are you ready to go? All right, so continue almost. We're going to have that same approach here. Let me find the camera. We're going to quickly and very gently scratch all the edges of this here panther. Get him looking spiffy. Looking nice and ready for action. All right. Just looking for anywhere that's demanding hits of color. Sharp edges, anywhere 2 panels come together, same thing, just reiterating what I said before. Every mech presents its own unique challenges, but you know, the more you do and the easier it becomes. Admittedly, the secret to getting better at mini painting is to do more painting, paint more minis. And I find that growth in techniques, you know, it comes every now and then. You're not going to get better every model you paint. And of course, doing the same thing 60 times isn't going to teach you new skills. It will give you like more efficiency and brush control and brush placement and you know, balancing out your speed to accuracy. But really, I'm saying as much as I would love to say challenge yourself to new fun things, I also say just paint more minis. And if you need minis to paint, check out the Country Fried Minis eBay store for some really inexpensive multi-mech kits from Locust Labs. Dirt cheap. I keep my prices low. And also somewhat profitable, so you'd be doing a double duty by bolstering your collection while also funding directly the operations here on the channel. Also, if you really need mechs and you're hurting, strapped for cash, hit me up directly on Discord. I can negotiate print jobs if you'd like. Just join the Discord, link in the description down below. Tell them Country Fried Minis sent you. Alright, so we got our nice gray on there. Y'all can see it's not perfect, but like we're gonna hold it out to arm's length and bam, it pops. And that's really what we're going for here. Next up, we're gonna get that blackjack going. Same deal. We're just gonna trace our panels. Quickly, we're really gentle anywhere that the tip of the brush is touching, and we're not using the side of the brush to do very gentle scratches. We just want to kind of, you're approaching contact very gingerly, right? You just want to ease it with the tip rather than fucking going whole hog. It's very easy to overdo it, especially when we're jumping so far in tonality here. You can negate some of that. If your brush control is kind of sloppy, you can negate some of that by keeping your jumps in brightness closer and just doing more layers. Like if I had a gray that was like a few shades off the original, just barely a noticeable change, I could do really fat edge highlights and be a little looser with it, and then tighten it up as you brighten it up, you know? In this case, this is a pretty substantial jump. So we're still not needing to be perfect, but we want to be a little more careful about it. And of course, always remember, it's a fucking mini that you're going to be viewing from across the table, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to have enough on it that it reads as intended. But who am I to lecture y'all on painting? Do it your own way. Either way. Oh, come on, ads. No. That's so many ads. I have it on medium, you know. I have this on medium ads. Alright. So, continuing on around. Try not to overload the brush here, because our brush is a little frayed. And we're just going to, same deal, bam. Even the lower areas where you wouldn't necessarily think there's going to be a highlight, we want to accent that panel vision by putting bright color right up next to it. Same here. Like, that's kind of a flat area, but it's right next to the actuator, so we're gonna trace right around it. Little love here, little love there. Zip across the top, trace it back again. Around that, bam, across there. Down here. Boom, boom. It does not have to be perfect. And I keep hammering that home because, like, I think if you're a middling painter, your skill with the brush will really open up once you stop stressing about the placement, about the perfection of it. Just, you know, get it on there. So what if you screw it up a little bit? Next time it'll be better, you know? Even on commissions, like, I don't need it to be fucking perfect. I need to hit a nice balance between good quality work, accurate colors to the client's request, and fucking serviceable highlights. Oh, and speed. Of course, speed. Always important. It is so easy to get lost in a project and spend fucking 20, 30 hours on something that's only supposed to take you 8. Irukjandi. I'm so looking forward to freehanding on these guys. And then there you go, like, I wish I had one. Oh wow, that looked more gooder on the big screen. Yeah, that makes sense. Check out the difference that those highlights make, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're rough. Obviously, they're fucking rough. But, man, it pop. And you can, like, if you got them this far away, they really pop. Now, where did that brush go just now? I dropped my dang old paintbrush. I dropped my damn paintbrush. Did it go in the trash? Did it ping off into another dimension? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Where the fuck could it have possibly gone? That paintbrush is just gone. That paintbrush literally fucking vanished. I heard it hit something. And it is fucking gone. It completely fucking vanished. Did it go in the trash can? It did not go in the trash can. Did it go behind this thing? It did. There it is. It fucking, like, he holds inside of a 1/4-inch wide opening. All right. That is a good brush, though. I gotta admit. Okay, so we need to add to our recipe list. We need to add 50 German gray, neutral gray. What's our highlight now? What is our highlight tone? Did we already establish that? It's gonna be this, like, toxic green, I think is what it was. Let's give it a go and see how it do. I haven't busted this paint out in so fucking long. I'm so happy to do it. We'll do 1 drop of paint in there, or 1 drop of water in there. Thin it out. This is an ancient bottle of game color. Hello, welcome, Mr. Squarepeg Makes Games. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's see what our highlights look like right here. And actually, I think it's time to bust out the magnifiers. Doing good here. Man, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for infecting us with your positivity this evening, sir. Bust out the magnifiers. I think they're charged up. That's pretty bright, actually. Let's see what we can do here. So, I need to move this lamp a little bit so I can actually get in there. So what if we put it like that? No, that ain't gonna work. What do we do with that? I think it's still too far in the way. How about there? I'm just able to get my head in there, but it's not super great for y'all's visibility. I think we need it over here somewhere. Okay, that'll have to do. Y'all can see right there, I think. Yeah. Cool. Alright, let's see what this looks like. I'm going to put one in a kind of inconspicuous spot. Like right here on the leg, maybe? Oh, something weird's happening with this pigment. I think this paint... I think this paint has had some hot-cold cycles and has suffered for it. Yeah, it's... you know what? I'm okay with it. It's doing okay. And I think what we'll do is we're going to keep this highlight kind of limited to the upper edges of panels. Since it's kind of got... It's a really intense effect. And we already have a little bit of that effect from the contrast paint before. We're just going to work our way around the model. Trying to give this a nice less is more approach. Now the beauty is, I think this thing is going to like chip up really nice. It's kind of hard to see the highlights on the camera, I think, but it is definitely there. Beep beep bitches, yes. The black poop, oh no. The black poop. What is it they do in Pirates of the Caribbean with the black spot? They like spit and turn around in space 3 times. The black poop. For those of you who know, you know. For those of you who don't, you don't want to know. Oh man, that's a fucking gnarly... Damn, how did I miss that fucking mold line? Jesus. That's fucking atrocious. That's so fucking bad. Holy moly. I gotta fix that. I hate to do it, but man, I have to fix that. That's so fucking awful. Terabad. Where's my damn... Where are my damn blades? I got some blades up here. Alright, let's get a blade in this fucking thing. Does it go that way? No, it won't. We want it this way. Why won't it fit? Oh, there it goes. Alright. Trying to put this dang thing in backwards. Get a fresh blade on this fucking thing. There we go. Alright, I fucking really hate to do surgery on this thing, but god damn, that I don't know how I missed that fucking mold line. And it is going to require some major color surgery, unfortunately. This won't hold. Let's try this the other way then. My other hobby knife is somewhere across the room. We're gonna have to do surgery on this. That is so fucking bad. I don't know how I missed that. And I'm just now seeing it. But this is case in fucking point for atrocious mold lines and why Catalyst Minis fucking suck. Here, let's pull this up. Let's pull that zoom way in so you can really see what's going on here. In fact, yeah. This mold line runs along the side of this all the way down here, down across all that, and it is so fucking pronounced. Same over here. It runs all the way down this leg, across details, up on the side of that detail, down those. It's just like, for fuck's sake, man. What are we doing? What even are we doing here? How do I even access that to get in there and cut it? You know, I need this not on a base, not assembled, to remove that. Fuck you, Catalyst, dude. You cheap bastards. And then you got to do surgery on the leftover bits that stick out too. So like, because it's PVC, now the fuzz that sticks on it is also has to be removed. It is like 10 different layers of work. God damn, I fucking hate Catalyst models. They're so bad, dude. The placement of these lines, like, okay, if this was a regular model maker, right? If this is a regular mold maker, why is it not a single seam running right down the middle right there? You know what I'm saying? Where you could scrape it right cleanly off. It's because it's the only concern they have is for efficiency of casting on their end. No thought given over to what the miniature looks like, because it's not a miniature, it's a board game piece. How did I miss that fucking mold line, dude? Jeez. Alright. I think that's good enough Now we need to go back in and like touch up that color and see if we can match it to the contrast paint, which is going to be a really fucking hard challenge in itself. But what choice do we have? Send out that fucking mold line? Jeez. Jeez. Oh, jeez. It's been a shit week. Yes. I love shit week. It's when all the shit happens. Okay, so let's start with... I mean, if they made the mold line part of the sculpt, that would solve the problem real good. If they were cast in, like, if you received them in separate pieces where you could actually get in there and get the mold lines off, that would probably help too. Alright, so we're gonna just touch that up with our jade green. This is a color that's a little closer to the turquoise, and it's gonna blend in with it kind of nicely. It's so fucking atrocious, man. Also, if these were made of styrene, you know, you could just scrape the back of your hobby knife across it and they'd be done. Or scrape your hobby knife sideways across it, I mean. You wouldn't be dealing with that. Okay, let's clean this one up too. It's so bad. And I think what we can do then is we'll stop working on this. Jesus Christ. Just hangers on. The rest of the blackjack was pretty good, actually. Just that section coming down the back of the leg. It's a double mold line. It's a double mold line. It splits and goes down both sides. So they cast this fucking foot in 3 pieces. Definitely has to be an issue with like a convoluted like multi-part casting setup to make that happen. They like to run them through the center of the part, so it's top dead center on the final mark. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really fucking great. Instead of, you know, like normal parts. I don't get it. I see I left another one here on the fingers. I'm gonna have to remove it while I'm at it. Might as well remove them. Yeah, here's the problem though, y'all. And I spent the better part of a workday in between other tasks picking up these models and removing mold lines. So, you know, probably a full hour of attention has been given to these models, to their mold lines, and I'm still seeing like atrocious fucking mold lines. They're so bad. I tell you, I'm convinced more and more that the camo specs guys probably get access to 3D prints instead of the Catalyst models. I just don't see how you could actually feasibly remove the mold lines without damaging the sculpt. In a noticeable way. Fully. This is a topic I will continue to explore. God damn, it's so bad. And, you know, because it's PVC, like the piece you cut off still hangs on the model. And you gotta cut that off too. Like, look at all these little fuzzy bits hanging on. But it's still on there. Atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Catalyst sucks. Buy 3D prints. Buy Iron One metals. Fuck Catalyst. All right. Brass wire brush. Yeah, but I can't brass wire brush them now. And also the brass wire brush, like you still got to get in there with the hobby knife and actually remove them. I think the secret is probably in, there's a hobby knife that's kind of here. Where's my little pad? So you got the normal hobby knife, the like number 11, that's like this, right? Number 11. There is this hobby knife that's like, it's like this, and it's got like a little chisel tip like that, like a very small blade on the tip. I think you need this blade specifically. You want this tiny blade, and then you want something that will let you disassemble these models. And I've been wondering if super glue debonder would work without melting the PVC. And I suspect they are super glue based on, what mech was it? I was cleaning up the mold lines on one of the mechs for another project, and there's a little bit of like crazing, like the white haze on the model. I use a sledgehammer. These aren't mine, so I can't smash them, but I do have Grandpa's wizard hammer. See? Wizard. Oh, yes. This blade, identical shape, claims that one is a number 12 blade. Here, let me see if that's the one. Number 12 hobby blade. I don't know which is the official one. Exacto numbers them. Exacto numbers that one number 12, and then there's also a curved one that's a number 12, but yeah, you're right. This one right here. Give me a better picture. This one. This is the blade I think you want to remove those mold lines. It's got that little it's offset, it's off center, so you can like, you can still work it like the normal hobby blade and put the pressure on the side, but you can also push it straight in and give it like an outward shearing force. Yep, that's the one right there. Si, senor, thank you very much. Exacto is the one to trust. Okay, yeah, so it is indeed number 12. That makes sense. $8.23. We're making okay time. I lost a lot on those on that bitching session there. But actually, you know what? That bitching session may mean that this guy is dry enough to put on. Let's come back in with our ethermatic glue. Yeah, there we go. And hide the crimes of what we just did. Fuck. One more approach. Zip. Now, right here, we'll hide that. And then where was it on this guy? It was on the hand. Hand and across this. Dude, that is such a good color match. Okay, so if you don't have Amsterdam turquoise or Amsterdam inks, if you can't get this turquoise green, jade green, same color basically. Basically. Well, actually, I guess I did put a filter of jade green over top of it, so that's probably why it matches so well. Anyhow, let's go back to highlighting. Let's find our zen. Let's get in, find our focus there, and start highlighting the Jenner. Same process. Across the tops. Paint is a little bit broken down. Just tracing edges, edging those panels, making it look all right. Again, I'm kind of taking a focus of working the tops of panels because this is such an intense jump in color. I really don't want to fuck it up too bad. Oh my god, there's more mold lines, for fuck's sake. Yeah, this one also has that triple split on the foot. So I guess what's happened here with the feet is they need the peg to be kind of a separate piece in the die. So they split it into 3 pieces. Which sucks. Fucking hate Catalyst. I love the designs, don't get me wrong. I think they did a lot of the mechs a solid and modernized them. Just like how good would it be to like actually get access to the fucking 3D print files? And actually print out some fucking quality Catalyst. Holy shit, that'd be so awesome. Fuck, why don't they just sell 3D prints? I guess because Iron Wind Metals has the exclusive rights to sell individual mechs. Dude, what if they just did the same fucking boxes though, right? The same boxes that you could buy, but from a secondary source that just does 3D prints? Be so good, man. We know they have them, right? Because they show up at the dang old conventions and stuff with prototypes, basically. Alright. This is tedious and boring. Where are we sitting at? We're almost 3 hours, right? I think this is where I'm going to be locked in for probably... I'm going to be locked in this for probably another hour and a half, likely, on highlights. So the process now is I got to run around all the blue here, all our sea green, and highlight that up, get that done. These lads need... all the stripes have to be highlighted up, and then the brown has to be highlighted up, and I need to get that done before tomorrow, I think, is the plan. I'm trying to balance, like, actually getting the project done while also trying to keep the painting fun and fresh and something kind of half-ass entertaining for y'all. It has hit me that these are going to be... I'm in for like 90 minutes at least of busy work now. And I don't know how much longer I can sit here and keep saying the same thing. So this is where we're sitting. See, the legs are starting to come together there. Got a nice crispness to them. Like the shadows are a lot more visible. The pants are done up on these boys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get these done up to this level, is the intention. Get those boys done up to this level where we've got the chipping on them, or at least to the part where we're starting the chipping. I want to get through the metallics on them, and then tomorrow morning at the regular paint stream time, 12 noon, we're going to go in, we're going to finish these up, we're going to do freehand work, lens jeweling, all that stuff, and get these to the client by like 5, 6 in the evening. But for now, I think I'm going to cook some fucking noodles and hang out with folks in the Discord. Yeah. So if you're not already a member of the Country Fried Minis Discord, especially if you caught this via the algorithm after the fact, know that it's a pretty chill little spot with a few really cool folks who quite often hang out and voice chat and talk bullshit and paint and play video games and do all kinds of stuff. It is a social space where all are welcome, provided you can follow our simple rules. Available once you join the Discord. Follow the link in the description down below if you want to check that out. And in the meantime, remember to be happy while you're painting. I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis. This is another workflow paint stream, and that's all I got. So with that, let's press this shutting down button, and I'll see y'all tomorrow in about 16 hours. Goodbye.